Hello all, welcome back to Shaving with Peg Leg. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget my affiliate link when it hits $25. When you guys buy stuff through it, and I get the kickback. When it hits $25, I buy a gift card and give it away to you guys. Okay, today's shave I will be using, since it's hotter than a June bride out there still, and it's like 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, 7:59, it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm using B&M Barrister Mann Terror. My sample still. Two to three uses left for me, probably closer to 2. First time using a Bic Chrome Platinum blade. Yeah, I'm going to use a brick to shave my head. And I'm using it in the Gentleman Barbershop and Spa Adjustable, the G.B.S, which is the same as the Weishi. I found out, somebody informed me of that, and thank you very much. It is the same as the Weishi, different colorings, but it's the same razor. The Weishi's like $2 more, and actually it's worth the $2 more because the Weishi's a black handle, gold trim. It looks better than that one. Okay, for pre-shave, I got a little bit of soap in here with some water. I'm going to pour that water into my hand, rub it on my head, and that'll be the pre-shave for the day. Oh, so how you guys doing? It's freaking hot. My Simpsons T3. Thank you, Matthew Lawrence. We'll whip the lather. Today's little talk. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Remember that little rhyme? Guess which day he started that little journey? Yes, it would be August 3rd, 1492. And it took him a little over 6 weeks to reach the New World. Alright, but before we get to the journey itself, Columbus went to the King of Portugal to get financing for his trip. He had it all worked out in his little brain, in his little notepad. He had it all worked out. So he went to the King of Portugal to get financing, to discover a faster route than the overland route to India and China. He wanted to get to the Far East. So he thought, misconception, not everybody thought that the earth was flat back then. Some people still did, but it was becoming more common knowledge that the earth was not flat. Even though nobody had proven it yet, scientists were saying it wasn't flat, that it couldn't be flat. But Columbus he gave all his theories and everything to the King of Portugal. And he gave it to his advisors and his scientists, and they all looked at it and they said, no, he's wrong. His numbers are way off. They're not correct. He'll never find India or China with these numbers. So what they did is the king said, no, I'm not going to finance you. And they were right. Columbus's numbers were wildly wrong. He thought the earth was much smaller than it was, and that he could go like 2,400 nautical miles and hit land, India or China. Not the case. So the king wouldn't finance it. Plus, around the same time, the Portuguese had finally sailed around Africa and made it to India. Waterway, by water, instead of crossing land. Yes, it was a longer journey than going straight west from Europe and finding a short route, but it worked. They could do it. So he wasn't really too while the menthol is kicking around. He wasn't really too interested in Columbus's little theories, especially when all of his scientific people said, no, his numbers are wrong, this won't work, won't happen, don't waste your money. So he didn't. So Columbus went to the Castile Kingdom, the Crown of Castile, which is what we call modern day Spain. It was actually called the Crown of Castile back then. So he went to the king and queen there. Oh, I've got this on setting 6, which is probably going to be too high for a head shave. So there may be blood, because this razor is aggressive. So he went there. Now, they were not initially interested either in financing his exploits, because they gave all the information to their advisors and their scientific people, and they all said, no, he's wrong, he'll never reach it, he'll never find it with these calculations, he's wrong. Which is funny that they could do that not knowing anything about what was actually out that far. But they all assume there was measurements done by ancient Greek mathematicians and scientists and everything, that said that the Earth was a certain size. And Columbus's measurements all said it was smaller. And that everybody was going by what the Greeks had said is more accurate. And it was closer to truth than what Columbus was saying it was. Columbus fantasized about being another Marco Polo. He was infatuated with Marco Polo, another fellow Italian. He wanted to do the Marco Polo thing. But he was using the wrong figures and the wrong numbers to try and accomplish that. But upon hearing that the Portuguese had circumvented Africa and found a waterway to the east, and circumvented the land route, which took forever to cross, they were like, we finance him, he doesn't come back, so what, we don't really lose much. But if he finds it and makes it, we can get rich, because we'll have a faster, shorter route, and we can beat the Portuguese. So they financed him. And they gave him 3 ships with a crew of 90, 30 men per ship. The Santa Maria being the biggest of the 3 ships, and the other 2 were... Oh, I just whacked myself hard on the back of my head. Wow. I told you this is aggressive. Oh, I know what I did. One of my mosquito bites, I took the scab off of it. Wow, that frickin', I felt that sucker. Wow. To make me jump and say, wow, I must have really hit it. I did. I took the scab right off that sucker. Alright. I gotta put my glasses on because I gotta read you something. Alright, the ships, of course, we all know, were the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. The Santa Maria was the correct name for the Santa Maria, which was the biggest ship and Christopher Columbus's flagship. The other ship, hang on, was La Santa Clara, and that was the Pinta. And Pinta means painted, because sailors always gave their ships nicknames back then, and they called it the Painted. And the other one was La Santa Galaga, and that was called Nina. Nina means the woman, because La Santa Galaga was owned by a woman. So it was called the Girl. Nina means girl in Spanish. So, La Nina, the Girl. So anyways, August 3rd, they take off for the Orient, heading west from Europe, which nobody had done before. And they sail, and they sail, and they sail. For about 6 weeks, they sail. And after 6 weeks, they finally see a flock of birds. And they capture a couple of the birds. Wow, I really got myself good. Let me get that off of the brush. They capture a couple of the birds and they follow the rest back to land. And they find themselves, lo and behold, in where? North America? No. Bahamas. They hit the Bahamas. Now, Columbus, in his time between... Okay, hang on a second, because I can feel the blood running down the back of my head. Alright, I turned this sucker down to 4. See if I can save the rest of the skin on my head. This is an aggressive son of a gun of a razor. And I knew that when I went to use it. And I said, okay, instead of putting it on 8, I'll put it on 6. That should be good. And I just ripped the hell off that mosquito bite. I just tore the scab right off of it. And I could actually feel the blood running down the back of my neck from it. But anyways, big deal. It's a little blood. At least I don't have to go in for a bloodletting this week. See that? Okay, so they hit the Bahamas. Columbus, between 1492 and 1504, makes 4 journeys to this side of the pond from Europe, from Spain. He makes 4 journeys. Alan's gonna feel good when it hits that sucker. Holy Christ. I'll probably leave a smoke trail when I leave this chair. So he made 4 journeys, and in those 4 journeys, he never sets foot on North American soil. He hits Central America, he hits the northeastern coast of South America, but he never touches North American soil. But when he found the native peoples of the Bahamas, he called them incorrectly Indians. So, hang on a second. I gotta look something up. And my phone doesn't want to work. Yes, he calls them Indians incorrectly, thinking that he had reached India. But Columbus's voyages set off and start what is called the Age of Discovery, where a lot of sailors went around the world looking for things. The one sailor that did find the Far East was Magellan. He was the first one to circumvent the globe in 1506. I'm looking for it. 1506 is when Columbus died. Okay, it was 1521 that Magellan made the trip around the world and completed the quest across the Pacific to find the India and China. Where America gets its name, North America and South America, where they get their name, is in 1507, a year after Columbus died. Amerigo Vespucci, another explorer, realized that what Columbus had discovered was a whole new landmass that nobody had knew about before. So it was named after him, Amerigo. They were both North and South Amerigo. And Columbus is, look, I am bleeding like a pig back there. I think there was a little bit of a bump along with the scab on it. I think I took it all away. This sucker, the Weishi Adjustable, which is what this is aggressive as anything I have. It's as aggressive as a knight's helmet. Let me see if I can do this, guys. Feeler gauge. It's neutral blade exposure. I was thinking it might be positive blade exposure, but it's not. It's neutral. I can't. It's too fine for me to get on camera. But when I laid that piece of flat steel here, the edge of the blade was touching that piece of steel where it was touching the cap and the base plate at the same time. So for against the grain on setting 4, it's still aggressive as hell. I'm going to go super slow. And try and save my skin. And like I said, at least I don't have to go for a bloodletting this week. I just did it. So, America was not discovered by Columbus. He came close. He got to the Bahamas. But he never set foot on North American soil. And the first ones to do so were the Vikings. It's already been established that they were in Newfoundland. Or is it New Brunswick? I forget. Canadian Terror. The one that's on the far east, it's a bunch of frickin' islands. They were there. Eons ago. The Vikings sailed west from Europe, discovered Iceland, and then sailed farther yet and discovered Greenland, and then went a little farther yet and discovered Canada. And that's been proven by the artifacts they found up there. They found the site where the Norse encampment was, where their village was, their town. They found the site. So they have archaeological proof that the Vikings were here first. You gotta remember, the Vikings were, wow, some of the best sailors in their little longboats. They were not meant for deep sea travel. They were meant for close inshore, up rivers, across lakes, along the shore, the coast, things of that nature. But Columbus took back with him 6 natives from his first voyage from Haiti. He took back 6 natives. They were peaceful natives. He got along with the tribe when he was there. Oh, on his first voyage, the Santa Maria sank. It hit reef off the coast of Haiti on Christmas in 1492, and they stripped the boat of wood, and they made a fort on the beach. Damn, I just tore my head all up, didn't I? That's okay. I needed a good bleeding. I'll tell you what, though, I don't need touch-ups. Well, maybe a little bit through here. Oh, that cold water is that's like a frickin' 5 or 6 hitting the open wounds. So I can only imagine what the alum's going to do to me. You're going to see a show here in a minute. Kabuki theater. And my face will be the masks. Yeah, he took 6 back with him, and because he thought the people were so nice and simplistic that they were ripe for conversion to Christianity. Of course, everything had to be conversion to Christianity back then, because the churches ran the whole show. If you guys didn't know that, the churches ran the governments because it was the will of God, and everybody was afraid of God. Idiots. Anyways, he took them back, taught them the language, and they communicated, learned different things, and he brought back gold and silver and everything. And one of the sailors that came back with him was telling fantastic stories that made it into the paper, or into a book, of rivers with just tons of gold just laying there on the bottom. You could walk up to the river and just look in the river and see all the gold laying on the bottom of the river, and mountains of silver and gold that was just waiting there, just waiting for somebody to come along and pluck it. It was just, the lands were just rich with treasures. And of course, that started everybody wanting to go there, of course, because, you know, let's go get some freebies. And it wasn't like that. The Caribbean is not like that. That is never been like that, never will be like that. There's some there, yes. Every place has some gold and some silver, but not like they were saying it was. Okay, this is gonna feel wonderful. It's gonna hurt like hell. I told you. I tore myself. That is an aggressive freaking razor, guys. I don't wanna, but I gotta. Oh, this is not gonna feel good. I'm gonna just launch right out of this freaking. I'm gonna leave a smoke trail. I'm gonna leave this seat so fast. Don't ask me what number it is. I can't count that high. Holy Christ. Oh. Oh. Yeah, when I was feeling around back there, I had a little bit of a mosquito bump with a scab on it. I got nothing now. It's flat as a pancake back there now. It's bloody as hell, but it's flat. There's no little bump with a scab on it anymore. It's flipping gone. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna have to bleach this rag out after this shave. Oh. Okay. It's pretty much stopped. All right, let's get some witch hazel on it. Wow, guys, that was oh. Like I said, I couldn't even count that high to tell you what number that was. That was. All right, what did we learn today? That number 6 on this razor is still too high. 4 was okay, but I still had to watch what I was doing because I could still feel it. It's got neutral blade exposure, and it's got a big-ass blade gap. Oh, so it's aggressive as all sin. And now we get to put my favorite on. Because, I mean, if we're going to do a mentholated soap, we got to do a mentholated splash, right? With alcohol, no less. Oh, too much, but that's okay. I need it. And I'll put a couple drops of the Osage rub in there with it. What the hell, why not, right? I've already burned twice. That won't do anything. Okay, that should be good. That should stop all the bleeding. I would hope. Freaking mosquito bites, man, they get me. So anyways, I forgot the freaking dates. Alright, Columbus's trips from Spain to North America. 1492, 1493, 1498, and 1502. And he died in 1506. But like I said, once again, he never set foot on North America soil. Closest he came was the Bahamas. He's touched Central America and he touched South America, and Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica, Bahamas, all through that area. He was all over the place, meeting different tribes. He even ran into one group of cannibals and tried to convince them in the name of God not to stop eating one of the tribes he was friendly with, because the tribe he was friendly with were basically pacifists, and the cannibals were not. And the cannibals would come over and hunt them all the time. And he tried to, in the name of God, stop them, which of course they had no concept of in the name of God, and they ended up having to shoot a bunch of them. And they were never friendly after that. They never were on friendly terms. For some reason, you shot a bunch of us and we're not going to be friends with you anymore. Or ever, I should say. But anyways, guys, that's it on Columbus. We're almost at a half hour. I'm sorry I took up too much of your time. But I was doing a bloodletting, which, I did all over the place, didn't I? Oh, good God. I had more bumps than I thought. Well, not anymore. That razor this razor, if you want an aggressive razor, this razor, the G.B.S Adjustable, or the Weishi Adjustable, because they're the same razor. I'm assuming the Weishi's the same way. Will remove anything on your face or head as far as hair goes, and skin. So, anyways, guys, thank you for showing up. Just remember, 1492, August 3rd, Columbus said goodbye to Spain and headed towards the New World. Okay, guys, you all take care. Thank you very much. Don't forget the affiliate link. And I appreciate you all being here. Enough of the babbling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next. Happy shaves out there, guys.